Today is September 23rd, my parents' wedding anniversary. Congratulations to them and to all of you who are tuning in to Talkin' Yanks for the voicemail episode in which we talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. Let's do it. Let's talk Yanks.
Talking Yanks. Talking Yanks with old John Boy and Jake. Talking Yanks with old John Boy and Jake.
What's going on, everybody? As the season nears down, Jake, the conversations get more fun, and I hope the callers have some fun stuff in store for us today. I haven't listened to the voicemails. Intern Luke does them. He's not an intern anymore. He's not an intern. Luke does them. Jake, how are you doing? Getting a lot of compliments on your fade in the chat right away, just to let you know.
Needed that. I mean, my hair was in a real bad spot for a while. And yeah, couple things. I thought you were going full shock jock there for a second. I thought you were going, the season's winding down, but the conversation's picking up. And it's like, whoa, John Boy. And happy 35th anniversary to Susie and Chris.
Did one of my sisters post that number? How do you know that number? I didn't know that number. I wasn't positive on it.
It's just, why wouldn't I know that?
Seems like one of my siblings posted that. Probably Ritzy. You're on Instagram, huh?
My folks split up recently.
Not recently. A while ago.
It feels recent.
It was, you guys went for that bike ride. You couldn't really ride. That ruined everything. Is what I've heard.
That's a rumor. A lot of rumors this episode of Talking Yanks.
Dude, who posted that? It always throws me off when I find out people check Instagram, which is just like kind of dumb and rude of me.
Sure.
I'm like, oh, you use that? People actually
You
use
low-key hate Instagram.
Low-key? I hate Instagram.
You high-key hate Instagram.
Yeah. It's just like incredible. So
Love it.
Still can't find this post. I don't know how you... They can't have been 35 years. Whatever.
I mean, call you want to bet on it?
No, I think you're right.
You want to shave something?
Well, I'm 30. And I was born in 1989.
Okay.
And I think they were married for 6 years by the time I was born. But it's that weird part of the year. This isn't important. What's up, everybody?
Disagree. This is the important stuff.
I think they were married for 3 years, then had Courtney, and then 2 years later had me. So that puts it at 7 years? I don't fucking know. My mom's listening right now, and she is... Sometimes my mom's texts me like days later, and she corrects me. And she's like, you're lucky I'm not in the Patreon chat. I'd be correcting you the whole time.
Send her a text. We'll get an update midway. I've got a fun game.
Yeah.
What do we think's going to be in the voicemails? I mean, a lot of rotation talk, right?
Yeah, a lot of rotation talk. Health. Didi in the lineup, maybe.
Ooh, it feels like a Didi or Shella show.
I can look at the titles of them.
No, don't cheat.
Oh, well, eventually I need to.
Right.
This episode of Talkin' Yanks and the voicemail, the very first voicemail we play, which Luke has chosen, oh, great, it's an Amato voicemail, is brought to you by Roosevelt's. Roosevelt's, RSVLTS. If you don't know who they are, honestly, you're dumb as a rock, or it's your first time listening to Talkin' Yanks. And we thank you either way. If you're dumb and you listen to us, thank you, our people. Yeah. If it's your first time tuning in, we usually don't open with my parents' anniversary date, but maybe we will from now on. Either way, the Roosevelt's, you got to know about them. You got to hear about them. rsvlts.com/johnboy. They make button-down shirts. They have other kinds of shirts too. They got t-shirts, they got hoodies, they got hats, but the button-downs are the main seller. They're fun. They got pop culture ones, they got baseball ones, they got a ton of cool ones, conversation starters. You can't even go get a glass of milk, Jake. Can't even get a glass of milk. No, you can't without someone saying,
I can't.
"Where the fuck did you get that shirt?"
I wore my Roosevelt shirts the past 2 nights.
How many compliments did you get?
Two, not a math podcast, but too high for me to even wrap my head around.
So more than 3 for sure.
Yeah, I mean the Miami Vice is almost like too sexy. If I had to say something about it.
Did you wear the Miami Vice?
I wore the Miami Vice. Jim, grandma's couch or whatever, grandma's carpet, grandma's sofa,
Couch.
grandma's couch, all over it.
Yeah.
I'm a hot boy in it. I don't know.
Well, the Miami Vice one, it's like you're putting out a vibe that's different than you normally put out for sure.
So there are like a slightly different fabric. The Miami Vice it's a little tighter. It really hugs the buys. And I mean, that's my burden to bear a little bit. It also hugs my midsection a little bit. So I have to suck it in just a little bit. But I mean, I look like a total hot boy. The other one is like a glove. Grandma's couch. Holy smokes.
Yeah. Great. I wore one yesterday. It was nice. So go to Roosevelts.com. Use discount code JOHNBOY for 20% off. Let's get into the first voicemail by Amato.
Hey, John Boy and Jake. This is Amato in California. A few weeks back on the voicemail episode, you asked me what my motto is. I've got a lot of mottos in life, but my Yankee motto this year has been at least the Yanks play today at 3:30, or some days 4. It's been a crazy year. I'm a teacher. Shitty beginning to the school year. Life has been pretty tough overall. The beautiful thing is every day, or almost every day, we got our boys playing 3:30, 4 o'clock, and that's the beautiful thing about Yankee baseball. It's an escape, it's a respite from the craziness of life. So I want to thank you guys for what you're doing. Discovered you guys this season. It's just made it even better. You know, you guys are a little bit of an extension of that. Get to think and talk baseball more than just during the games. So out here in California, not as many Yankee fans, but you guys are kind of like a daily or almost daily kind of talking baseball, talking Yanks. So keep it up, guys. Wanted to know, what's been your favorite part from the season? What's your favorite moment? For me personally, London, I got to go. I went to both games, spent way too much money, but they pounded the Sox and scored 30 runs. Pretty great. What was your personal favorite highlights from the season as we wrap up? Want to see what you guys think. Keep up the good work. Go Yankees.
Jim,
Right.
yours is London too, right?
No,
No, that's my bad.
that's your bad. Thank you, Amato, whose motto is at least the Yankees play today. Which, you know, that's why baseball's awesome. It's so consistent. Like,
It's therapy for a lot of people.
dude, a lot of people, you go to work. You go to work 9 to 5, you come home, you eat dinner. And I lived this life for a while. You put on the game at 7. I mean, now it's part of my work schedule. But, yeah, like when I just graduated college and was living with my parents again and working remote in Connecticut, my dad would get home from work. Luke would come home from high school. Dinner, Yankees. That's what we did. You just sit on the couch, you melt, and you watch the game. And like Luke will be doing something. My dad will maybe work on some things. My mom, but the game is on. Like, it's the main thing. That's why baseball's awesome. Fucking football is consistent too, but it's just once a week. NBA and the NHL, the schedule is too crazy.
Yeah.
You have to actively try to figure out when the game's on all the time. It's nuts.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jake, what's your favorite moment from the season?
Well, I just wanted to build off what you were saying. I mean, in my home growing up, the Yankee game would be on, and I'd put a piece of homework in front of me. And so, I mean, to my mother's vision, I was doing homework for 3 hours. I mean, didn't do a lick of it. But yeah, that was a staple in my house. And your house was impressive too. I watched a few Yankee games at your house, and it'd be cool. Like, there'd be grandmas involved, and Luke's trying on your sister's clothes and stuff. It was a really good time. Favorite moment from this season? God, I'm trying to I'm trying to do the what jumps out moment. I don't know. I'm struggling a little right now. Do you have one?
Hicks.
Yeah, the
Hicks
Hicks
catch
catch
in
was
Minnesota.
insane.
I'm sure people that listen and follow along with us will like say like you loved this. Like someone out there knows my moment that I'm forgetting.
Yeah,
But Hicks was really good. I believe there was a double play against the Rays or the Red Sox early when like Britton or Ottavino like were struggling, and I think I tweeted something like, "Just made my deaf dog bark with how loud I screamed."
yeah.
It was like a single moment. Trying to think.
I've got another one, and maybe it's just because I'm frozen on Hicks right now. But a couple games before that, Jimmy, was the Tampa game where they brought in the lefty to bring him around so he would hit righty because he didn't have any righty homers. And he hit a righty homer, like 2 strikes, 2 outs in the ninth. That was kind of our dagger to Tampa. That was like, no, you guys.
We
you
lost
guys
that.
can't
We
play
lost
with-
that game, but that was cool.
You guys can't play with us.
Didn't the Yankees tweet out like their top moments? Like the Savage moment was obviously awesome,
Right.
for us and for me. Yeah, actually, I forgot how big that was for like talking Yanks. And
Yeah, I guess.
we got mentioned in we got a A1 article on ESPN.com for a full day.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. What else? What were some other good moments? People got to reach out to us. All right, this is what the Yankees put out there: Ford's walk off. Gary versus Houston. What's that mean?
Oh.
What the hell's Gary versus Houston? That's their number 2 moment. Didi's grand slam
Oh, that was a good one.
against the Dodgers.
No, wasn't it? Or maybe I'm just picturing the one at the stadium recently where we thought he was breaking out.
Yeah, that's the one they have.
Savage's moment and the Hicks catch.
Hicks catch was amazing,
Yeah.
dude. All right, next.
Never mind, he homered right before that as well.
Yeah.
Hey guys, it's the Todd Father from Rome, New York. Just a couple things. First of all, I can't believe how many people out there are saying that Giancarlo Stanton shouldn't be on the postseason roster. Are they crazy? I mean, the guy changes the way pitchers pitch to the lineup. I mean, he can have a monster postseason. He's way better, in my opinion, than Clint Frazier or Maven. And he definitely should be out there. I think he's going to have a huge postseason. Second of all, the video you guys made with the beard shaving, I don't think I've laughed that hard in years. That was gold, just a classic video. You know, as much as Jake looks like Tyler Wade, John Boy, you and Mike Ford are doppelgangers. All right, go Yanks.
Dude, I watched the beard shaving video again, Jake, because I was finding
Yeah.
a picture of you. Very, very. I basically have face paralysis.
It was so weird, dude. I kept telling you were freaking me out, the stuff you were doing with your face. It was hyper weird. It was hyper.
Well, what it was is, and I'm not positive. I think is I'd never seen myself without it, and I didn't
Right.
like how I looked, clean
Right.
shaven. So I was trying my best to find a manipulation of my face that made it not as bad. Where I was like, if you look at me, I was kind of doing like
Okay, yeah. That's kind of what was going on.
I was
Yeah,
just searching for like
your
something.
face was looking for a new home.
Yeah. It's basically like if you're naked and you grab a towel to cover up.
Right.
My face was searching for a towel. Like, can we hide
Okay.
this? But yeah, that video is pretty funny. Got posted on like the Yankees subreddit. Did you know that?
No.
Like a weird one to go there. But they're like,
Well,
I don't ever want to do it again.
go Yanks.
We'll find out another bet. Reviews have been slowed down because we got to that plateau anyway.
Yeah, the FYI to everyone, obviously the next couple weeks are going to be crazy, so I'll probably be saying like, hey, if you haven't left a review, like now's the time.
If you spent the season with us, don't do it now. If you spent the season with us, and when the season ends, before the playoffs, before we fully put our hearts on the line, If you want to give a 5-star rating and review, it helps, and we'll accept it.
Yeah, should we line them up so we get even a bigger boost on the iTunes chart? Should we do it like every time the Yankees win a playoff game, you leave a review, or every time they clinch a series, do you leave a review?
I don't know. It's too much for
Seems
me.
like something. What was the question?
Giancarlo needs to play. Todd might have left this voicemail before, like, Giancarlo hit a home run and then hit a double and then hit a sac fly and has looked good, because there can't be people that don't understand. You know what, Jake? I will give the people that were somewhat hesitant when Tauchman was being really good, like, do we need him back? What if he comes back and he's striking out? He's going through that 2-week strikeout stretch. I think that's a fine thought process to have. If you vocalize it in the manner of, fucking Stan's going to ruin everything, that's not cool. But if you're honest with yourself, when this was happening and Tauchman was going crazy and Maben was going crazy and Hicks was there and Gardner was there, and you're like, dude, what if we bring Stan back and he's just a black hole in the middle of our lineup for 2 weeks? Like, I think that's a fine nugget of a thought to have. But if you see what he did in the last 2 games and, like, he looks like he's swinging easy and shit, like, come on. He changed, like Todd said, he changes the way pitchers are going to pitch. He's good. He's one of the best players in baseball.
You're all over it. There was merit when Tauchman was healthy, because if Giancarlo came back and, like, didn't look good, like, then it was a discussion. Then Tauchman gets hurt. Stan is back, and he's looked good. It's not a discussion at all. But yeah, Jim, I dropped this stat on yesterday's podcast, but Miguel Andujar has more at-bats than Giancarlo Stanton this year. So if Stanton came back and he looked really bad, like, yeah, the Yankees would have had a decision to make if Tauchman was still healthy. Tauchman not healthy, Stanton looks good, not a discussion.
Not a discussion. Yeah. Be excited for Stan.
Hey guys, it's Bubak. I just wanted to give a big thank you to you guys for allowing me to finally use my college degree, mainly through you guys as the mower guy. I went to school for commercial horticulture, golf course management, and I'm no longer doing any of that. But I guess now I am, because I'm now the mower guy, and I guess that's my name. So thank you guys for that. Appreciate it. And have a good one, fellas. I'm going to miss you. You're going to miss me at the event. It's a sad day. Love you guys.
Bubak's calling now, Jake. He's not even asking.
Is he done? He's done asking questions? It's just kind of an outward, like a diary now?
It's basically, he's done asking questions or proposing situations or, asking our thoughts. He got his degree in agriculture and he hasn't used it. And since both of us, just for some reason, picture him on a lawnmower when he calls in, he feels like he got his degree now. So that's good.
We mentioned how baseball can be therapy for people. Nick Bubak is changing the way that comes about.
Hey, John Boy and Jake. This is Michael from Omaha, Nebraska. I'm just calling in after the Betances news. And John Boy, I hate that you were right that you had Betances in your bucket to not come back this season. But honestly, I think for all the negative Yankees fans out there freaking out, they just need to realize how good this team has been through injuries and through everything without Betances. And I was just wondering what you guys thought for who's going to replace him on the postseason roster. Thanks.
All right. Thanks, Michael. I had Hicks and Betances in the buckets. They both had season-ending injuries. Am I to blame?
Different buckets.
I had them both in buckets.
There was a lot of buckets.
Those were the two. It was more. He looked so good, and like it wasn't his arm. It was a completely new injury, but it was more just kind of like life's all about balance, Jake.
Right.
And having Betances and Severino both come back and be strong for the playoffs, and Stanton, it just come on. Life can be good, but life ain't that good.
Betances is a sacrifice to the gods. If they're going to give us Sevy and Stanton, like, Dellin, we love you, but you're on the altar and we have to give you up.
Sevy and Stanton fill holes. Betances just stacked.
Yeah. Surplus.
Yeah. Who replaces Betances in the roster? Boone said that these next 5 games are like tryout season. He basically admitted it.
Yeah.
There's one spot open, we said. Sessa, Lasagna, Tarpley, Gumby, but I don't really think Gumby anymore. Who else?
But that could change with 2 good Monty appearances.
Yeah, I know, it can. Heller. I think
Heller,
it's Sessa's to lose. Because I do think there's a sense of right and wrong.
Look, can we go through it again? Because I thought Sessa was a lock.
Oh, okay. Let me get my fingers out.
Yeah, finger time on talking.
Tanaka,
Yeah.
Paxton, Severino,
Hap.
CC. That's 5.
5.
Chapman,
Yep.
Britton, Canley,
Mainly.
Ottavino,
Ottavino, and the Goose.
And then there's 2 more. So, yes, Sessa might be a lock.
So I think Sessa's a lock.
Okay.
Which kind of makes sense because he's a little stretched out if you need that. I guess the question becomes, Jimmy, it's is Hap our emergency long man, or is Hap like our game 4 guy in some fashion? And I think that's going to depend on bullpen usage in the first.
I think Hap might be a bulk guy.
I think they're going to save him if, depending how the bullpen gets used. I think he's going to be available to start or be a bulk guy, or
I believe they said today he'll be relieving in the postseason.
Right. I think there are some variables there, depending how a series goes, that he could just be like the extra inning. We need 5 extra innings, guys. I think there's a chance of that, depending the usage. It's most likely he's going to really get like a bulk appearance, depending how this week goes when he comes out of the bullpen. But yeah, I've got Sessa on the roster. There's like so many stats around it. We just have to get the images of bad Sessa out of our head.
You got Tarpley next or Lasagna? Lasagna's looked good. Tarpley's a lefty. I'd rather Monty than Tarpley.
Here's my deal. Tarpley has some really good numbers versus lefties. Like almost all the damage, and his numbers are atrocious this year, but almost all the damage has genuinely been righties. Here's my thing. CC is clearly going to be our lefty reliever guy. I think that's what they're aiming for. So you have to think about this. If it's the 4th inning on in any of these playoff games, we're going to a high leverage reliever.
Tarpley doesn't make sense to me.
And that's the thing. If the Yordan Alvarez spot is on our team, as I'm liking to call it, the lefty who's going to come in to face Yordan Alvarez in the 3rd or 4th inning, are you going to go Tarpley or Karsten Charles Sabathia? So to me, Tarpley doesn't have a spot. He would be a lefty specialist, and we already have CC doing that role.
He'd be a lefty specialist that you wouldn't want to bring in a close situation. So instead, you'd go Lasagna, who can give you length if needed.
So for me, it's Lasagna, unless you have Sessa Hap in that long role. And then maybe you just Heller impresses us this week. He's got a chance. But I think if Johnny Lasagna has an impressive performance this week, I think it's his because he has crazy arm talent.
Give me Heller. Let me get Heller to make it interesting.
Okay.
Tarpley made the roster last year off of like 7 appearances, 10 maybe.
I mean, Heller technically has like really good career stats. It's a very small sample size.
You're a small sample size.
dude, what happened to David Hale?
Got hurt.
Miss him. I mean, Ben Heller technically in 22 career major league innings has a 2.82 ERA with basically a strikeout per inning. So I wouldn't rule out Heller.
Really, what you're looking for is a guy who's the most stretched out because you're only going to pitch him in slop.
Lasagna stretched out, and I mean, he could be a fun righty on righty third inning matchup. I don't think that would ever happen, but dude, Johnny Lasagna is the type of guy. His stuff's so good, he can get you excited with like one at bat.
Yeah,
like he throws his plus fastball, plus slider, plus changeup. You're like, holy shit. And then he has kind of a gnarly inning, but yeah.
Yeah. All right. Good cue, Michael.
Hey guys, Matt from Jersey calling. I just saw John Boy's post-game tweet after the postseason rotation is probably set with Paxton, Seve, Tanaka, and talking about Tanaka's home road splits. I'm sure you guys will probably touch on this in the post-series podcast, but my one thought was, maybe they're doing this accepting, hey, we could beat the Twins in 4 or 5, but in the long run, this might set them up better for the ALCS to have Tanaka start at home Game 3 versus when they would probably need that win more versus against the Twins. Obviously, a playoff game, they all matter, are important, but it might set them up better for the long run. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks.
Well, they're not going to – you got to play to win the series you're playing. The moment you get ahead, you're done. They've had opportunities to do that in like the wild card, and it's like, no, throw your best player. That's what you do. What was his question? Was it like Tanaka Game 2?
I think he said Tanaka Game 3 to line up for the next series, right?
I think you got to go Tanaka Paxton Game 1 and 2. I think – again, it's almost rude not to. Is that fair?
Yeah, I mean, if Seve comes out and throws another gem, we're going to be like, holy shit. But
all three are going to pitch. To win, all three have to pitch.
Yeah, all three have to pitch. I know our friend of the program, Magic Sam, reached out to me, and he was like, dude, I loved what you said about Seve being the bad guy.
Yeah, I like that too.
Like I've pretty much fallen in love with throw Seve on the road. He throws like a mean 5 innings, 10K performance.
Then you bring out the goose
out of there like the bitch is back. That's a new phrase I've been working on. I don't know.
The bitch is back.
Kelly Kapoor, the business bitch. So yeah, I don't know. From everything we currently know, we think Paxton is Game 1, or are we still just making a lot of assumptions?
A lot of assumptions.
Okay.
I mean, technically, Tanaka's lined up. They gave him the last game of the season, which lines him up on regular rest.
Paxton is pitching the day before him, right?
2 days before him.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, it'd be big extra rest for Paxton. I don't know.
Yeah, so the way I would think is if they wanted, who knows, man? Like, who knows?
Yeah.
Because you could have this line of thought that they want Tanaka to be on regular rest for Game 1, and then that first off day, they'll have Paxton throw a simulated game. And then that next off day, they'll have Seve throw a simulated game. Then Paxton and Seve are lined up for Games 2 and 3. That's kind of where my brain went right away. But then you could also just say, nah, they're just going to give him extra rest.
Yeah.
Paxton's going to start. They're all going to be a little extra rested. So I have no idea. Now, I listened back to our episode yesterday. I loved what I said about giving Tank that rock Game 1 because you trust Tank and you don't want Paxton. It takes the edge off Paxton a little, the nerves off Paxton. I also loved what you said about use Paxton first because if something bad happens, you have that rock of Tank behind him. I flip a coin, whatever way it lands, let's fucking roll. I think those two got to go 1 and 2. But I don't care which way they do it.
And Jim, you know what's fun? We've talked about this on Talking Baseball a little bit because we've been excited for the Nationals to be in the 1-game playoff because you and I are like, yo, it'd be kind of fun. You've got Strasburg and Corbin. Use those guys, win that game, and you have Scherzer lined up for game one. Like, you can line yourself up good for a series. And then we thought about it. It's like, yo, Max Scherzer would never let that happen. Tanaka and Paxton aren't those personalities. Like, I think Boone would be able to talk to them and either say, like, Tank, you've been our guy. We want to give you the rock. And I think Paxton would respect that. I think he could go to Tanaka and say, like, dude, he's won his last 10 games. We're going to give him the rock, and we want you there for game 2. And I think Tanaka would respect that. So I don't know. And in our heads right now, I think the mental struggle is we feel like we're going to hit the wrong button. Like, if whoever it is a good pick, but if we lost game 1, we're going to say the other guy should have started. Where in theory, we should be sitting here saying it's win-win. Like, whichever way it falls, you should be happy about it. Because you're either getting Paxton, who has literally won his last 10 games, or you have Tanaka, who has a great playoff resume and is part of the heart and soul of this team. So it's kind of a win-win, but it just feels like the wrong button's going to be pressed.
Yeah. Do you have a lean? Are you straight 50-50? I'm straight 50-50.
So, I mean, I am, but the question I want to ask that sounds like shock jockey is, like, if you're the manager, what do you do? I think I go Paxton 1.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm not against it. I don't care. I'm against the Red Sox sucking. They were up 4-0 on the Rays, and now it's 6-4.
Do we want to push a strong through our social media avenues that it doesn't matter? Like, we should tell people don't care. It's going to be Tanaka or Paxton and be happy.
Because then you just get a million replies of people who care way too much.
Love that.
And if you care a lot one way or the other, I'm kind of fine with it. Like, cool. That's why we love this sport.
Follow your heart.
Just don't be rude in your conversations with others. Don't tell if I want Tank 1 and you want Paxton 1, don't tell me I'm dumb because it's not that crazy of a difference.
Right.
You can't be insulting people over it.
No wrong answers here.
But you can be firm in what you like.
Have your lean, no wrong answers.
But I will not be tweeting that out because...
Is there a conversation for Sevy?
Sure, man. If he comes out and deals,
right?
If he comes out and deals in this next game, then yeah, man, there's a conversation. Also a conversation... the Twins haven't seen him all season.
And not for nothing, that's kind of like a flashy Yankees Boone kind of move. Like, oh, he's back. He's getting it game 1. That's our guy.
I think they kind of do the normal move.
I think so too, but I think there is like, you and I would not be shocked if Sevy's next appearance is good and they say, yeah, we're throwing him.
No. But, yeah, it's crazy. We'll see. Oh, woo, woo, woo. We have the voicemail of the day. The voicemail of the day is brought to you by our friends at Instinct Dog Training. You got a dog? Does your dog need training? Take them to Instinct Dog Training. They got facilities in Manhattan and Bergen County. Bergen. Is that from a movie? Oh.
I don't know. You always say it that way.
It's from Cinderella Man. The Pride of Bergen. Jimmy, whatever his name is.
Jimmy the Bull.
Jimmy the Bull.
Maybe.
Gotta bring home some turtles. I told my kids I was gonna bring home the title, but they thought I said turtle. So now I gotta bring home both. Have you ever seen Cinderella Man?
Instinct Dog Training. Yeah, not in a while.
Oh, it's such a good movie. Might have to watch it tonight. And while I'm watching it, I'll think about Instinct Dog Training, how it would have been really hard to train a dog in the Whovilles and the Hoovervilles and the slums of the Depression. But we're not in the Depression, and we got Instinct Dog Trainings and training camps and private lessons, free puppy classes, and if you use code TalkinYanks when booking, you receive 10% off board and train camp or private lessons. Also, the owners are awesome. They're big supporters of ours. They came to our event. They're originally from Nova Scotia. So if you ever wanted to talk to someone from Nova Scotia, just call Instinct Dog Training up. But don't waste their time with just idle conversation. Book something. Take your dog there. Train him.
It couldn't script it any better. Noodle the Doodle Dog is thinking about risking it all for our dinner that is now on the counter. Which, I mean, that would be the ultimate ad for Instinct Dog Training.
In Cinderella Man, Jimmy, I can't think of his name again, Pride of Bergen, he fought Max Baer, who killed people in the ring, who was from Livermore, California, which is where I went to high school.
Coast to coast.
I coached Little League at Max Baer Park. In your face. All right, voicemail of the day.
What's up, Talking Yanks? Calling in just after we clinched the AL East. Pretty happy about that. Even with all the joy going on, there's a couple things I wanted to ask you guys about. First off, pressing issue. It's literally a big issue. Has to be addressed. Poppy Gordo posting that picture with the cut-off shirt. Dude, what was up with the calzone in your pants, huh? Are we in the wrong career here? Should we start looking for a new job? I'm an adult film producer, man. We can do things. We can set things up. Let me know what's going on, huh? It's a family show. Let's keep it rated PG-13, shall we? Congratulations on that. Second thing, just heard about this whole Herman thing. I think it's a little too early to be worried, but I'm getting worried, so I need you guys to talk me down. If Herman gets suspended, are we in trouble for the playoffs? What do you guys think? Especially now that we got Betances is injured again. Our starting pitching was short as it is. I think we'll be okay, but I really need you guys to talk me off this ledge. Let me know what you guys think.
All right, this must be a little bit of an old voicemail. We have a rumor here, Jake, that you're well endowed?
So, Jimmy, when I was at your place... Oh,
yeah.
When I was at your place, I took a picture upstairs because I was wearing the half shirt. I wore the half shirt for 24 hours. I slept in it. I was being gross. I took a picture. There's a mirror in that room, and there's a plant by it. And I took a picture by the plant, and the plant is it's poking my biscuits, but I didn't even feel anything. I think that's
Where is this? Where you posted on Twitter?
Yeah.
Okay. You buy a plant.
I think there was a couple comments like this, and I said there was going to be a lot of rumors this episode. I mean, this is the most false one there is. I think what's more telling about what's going on down there is that I didn't feel a thing. I didn't even feel the plant.
I got to find this picture.
So that's my official statement.
You didn't feel the plant. What was the caption of the tweet? Use your bad brain and figure it out.
I mean, if you think I remember, it would be frightening if you asked me on a date, if you picked a random day and it was like 10 p.m. and you FaceTime me and you said, Jake, you can't look, list off the tweets you tweeted today. I would get 1 of 10.
Oh, I see it. I never saw this picture. 69 likes, so you know it's good.
I bet. What are your thoughts? So you're looking at it for the first time.
Yeah, let me zoom in real quick. Wow. This is an odd conversation to have on the thing. Right. I can see where the pants make it clearly look like what people are thinking is your wiener.
Right.
I know because we've lived together and you're a man who enjoys being nude, that's not your wiener.
You know what? If
I know what's going on down there, and that ain't it.
If I was a pilot on a plane, you know what equipment we're flying.
So okay, but anyway, that guy's in the adult film industry. So if you're interested, you can do that. You're already
highly interested. DM me, Jimmy. Can we have because everything was kind of so new and sensitive, and for obvious reasons, for the right reasons, we haven't had the full on like impact of Herman not being with the team. I guess we've been dancing around it because the conversation is now around the last bullpen spot and things like that. But I mean, can we talk about it? I don't know.
Herman is gone. With Sevy being so good, it's kind of like, okay, we didn't really miss a beat. We're sitting here saying how excited we are about the pitching. I mean, you got to wait for accusations to come out, but or for it to be finalized, and who knows if we ever will. I mean, if he laid his hands on his girlfriend or wife or whatever, I think it's his girlfriend, but they have a kid together.
Significant other.
Fuck him. But these things are so sloppy. Like,
Yeah.
Chapman's in our bullpen, and he supposedly shot a gun next to his girlfriend's head to scare her, and that's, like, fucking menacing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's terrible. Unfortunately, as baseball fans, it's easier to just say that guy is a bad guy. And I root for whatever happens on the field. I root for it to be good. And that's kind of an unfortunate thing about sports, but it's true. And that sucks. But, dude, Herman needs to take care of himself. And the league and the Yankees need to take care of it. And, like, I have no idea what's going on, so I'm just going to shut up about it until we have
the conversation right now is a loop. It's what actually happened and when that comes out, and then it turns into, is playing sports a privilege? And then it's also like, well, some of these guys, this is all they have. So, I mean, do you give people second chances? And what?
I don't think it's. I mean, it's a privilege that you have the skill, but dude, a lot of these kids give up their entire lives, and from 14 years old on, they work at one trade,
right?
And so that's their job. Like, you got a Bowie Miles effect. All I know is baseball. All I know is baseball. It's my job. Like, that's how I know.
And people would counter that, and they'd say, "Well, now you've been given this opportunity, and you blew." They'd say this is a situation where you blew it, and now you have to go figure it out. I personally don't think that's totally fair because it is their lifestyle, but there's no answer to it. So for all that stuff, we don't know if he did anything. He's a bad guy. If not, we got to figure out what happened and go from there. But
either way, I'm still excited about our pitching going into the postseason.
Yeah, and the biggest thing is now Happ probably has a big size role in our bullpen that Domingo would have been in. And the conversation we just had, it's instead of Happ being at the end of our bullpen, Happ becomes a potential bulk guy, and someone gets a playoff roster spot at the end of the pen.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Sam calling from the Jersey Shore. Actually from Madison, Wisconsin, but from the Jersey Shore initially. Just a quick question. Do you guys see? It was just after the CC Sabathia last game at Yankee Stadium. Obviously, got kind of choked up. Do you guys see the Yankees retiring his number? I mean, 250 wins, 3,000 strikeouts is pretty freaking amazing. Not a lot of pitchers have done that. You see him retiring 52? All right. See ya.
I wouldn't be upset about it either way. The Yankees have set a precedent which says that CC should get his number retired. I'm not happy with the precedent they set. That's my issue.
Right.
But the precedent they set is that he amongst people in there, he probably could get it as well. Fucking Reggie Jackson has his number retired.
Yeah.
Dude, Reggie Jackson should not have his number retired.
And this is something that you and I do disagree on a little bit, because I think it's not necessarily just stats and how it's cut off. I think it's a lot of it is also tied to your impact and how it's looked. And I mean, CC Sabathia, you saw it with, we were recording Talking Baseball this morning, and you were like, whoa, Michael Jordan just liked my tweet. And then we were like, well, it probably wasn't Michael Jordan. It's probably someone running the account. But I mean, CC Sabathia is a guy who he put in over a decade with the Yanks. He was premier for half of them. He struggled, and then he kind of came back and was good. I think you're right. Statistically, CC wouldn't be the best at, but I think what he is for the organization and what he's going to be for the organization, and I think being 52 kind of helps, if we're being fully honest.
Oh, the fact that it's not like a marquee number?
Yeah.
I think that helps big time. But Jake, Reggie Jackson played for 21 years. How many of those 21 do you think were with the Yankees? Do you know?
This is a pure guess, and maybe I'll make myself look like an ass. I'll say 7.
5.
Yeah.
Why is that guy? I mean, I like Reggie Jackson. I understand he was a huge part. They had to be... Dude, they had to be in a bad...
Mr. October.
No. I know. When did they retire Reggie Jackson's number? I know the answer to this. It had to be in like some bad years. 1993, tail end of some bad years, and they were trying to sell tickets, and they had a Reggie Jackson day because.
Well, and Jim, my
silly.
counter to that is because you are all over that part of the theory, but Reggie Jackson's a giant part of the organization till this day. Reggie,
but I don't know if he was like that's true now. That might have been because of the retirement.
Yeah, and maybe it's an A+B thing, and I mean he's kind of a legend of the game, and you're definitely right to a degree that the Yankees were in some low times, so they were like, hey, let's get morale up around here. But again, I think that's the impact thing. It's Reggie Jackson. It's Mr. October. So you're right. I mean, statistically and like with his time playing ball for the Yankees, no. But I mean, where he is right now with the Yankees, he like travels on road trips and stuff. Like Reggie Jackson's a weirdly odd part of the team.
Roger Maris' career is wild to look at. Guess how many seasons Roger Maris played in the bigs?
23.
12.
Nailed it. I thought you were trying to trick me up.
For a guy with so much prestige, that's not a lot. Only 12 years.
I mean,
7 of them were with the Yankees.
Yeah.
7 of them were with the Yankees. 2 MVP winning years with the Yankees. The home run race. I think retiring his number was more of an apology. Dude, he had 132 runs in 1961 and he never broke 100 any other season.
Hell of a year.
Yeah. All right. So I think that precedent and some others on there, like Phil Rizzuto, I think CC Guidry. I don't think Guidry has like a ton. Like I know people love.
Hey, you back off on Guidry. I'm a sucker for him.
Yeah, Guidry's got 14 years. Always been a Yankee. I'll take back Guidry. I like Guidry. I thought it was less, but
I mean, think the guys you're saying right now, and like let's throw CC in the bucket. I mean, CC, Rizzuto, and Reggie have a lot of other stuff around them, either in baseball in general or with the Yankees.
If CC's retired, should O'Neill's? Is O'Neill's? I think, and I know he has a plaque, but I don't think it's retired.
Yeah, I think they were doing the 21 O'Neill thing. Maybe that's why he's in the booth right now. But I think it's still like he's got a plaque, but the number's available, but you just don't wear it type thing.
Yeah.
And dude, that's another factor in this. Like, what about when Reggie Jackson left the Yankees and was Mr. October? Who's going to snag that number? You don't want to be the guy that takes Mr. October's number.
Yeah. Well, I think they set a precedent CC will get whatever. Yo, so Astros fans on Twitter are so bizarre. Not Astros fans. Some people on Twitter are so bizarre, Jake. I tweeted out my opinion on that Hinch speech after they clinched. It's just so, and this is what the outside world doesn't really get, and it kind of sounds douchey to them, but it's so un-Yankees. Like, I've never heard a speech that was so far away from the Yankees organizational mindset. He goes around the room and says, like, we got a lot of hardware in this room. We got Rookie of the Year, probably. Bregman might get an MVP. I don't know who's winning the Cy Young, but he's standing in this room today. What's their closer's name? Osuna? Osuna's the youngest closer to 150 saves. Like, who the fuck cares about that? Went around the room doing all these individual achievements. And then at the end says, we won a lot of months. Let's win 3 more series or whatever. And I get that, but I was waiting for, and none of that matters because there's one goal, and it never came. And he was saying, no matter what happens in the postseason, remember this season. Remember that we have a Cy Young winner. Remember that. It's fine. It's just so weird to hear as someone who grew up with Jeter and the Yankees and Torrey, and that would never happen. So anyway, I'm getting all these replies and they're like, yeah, it just is weird to you. That's what this guy just said. And I was like, well, yeah, dude, I tweet from my perspective. Like, what's your point?
That's
there?
what this is.
And then I was remembering when Jeter was in a batting title, and he laid down a sack bunt. I think it was in 2009. in like August, he laid down a sack bunt. And they asked him about it. He's like, we're trying to win games. I don't give a fuck about that. And it's just like opposite.
Yeah, I think his speech felt like a
we just lost the regular season, but we had a good year.
I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say building confidence. Like he kept saying, like, I need you guys to know, like, this is a great team. We got 4 guys with 30 homers.
Oh yeah, that was another one. Like, what the fuck?
You know, youngest reliever to 150 saves. It was like a build-up speech. Like, it felt like a speech that he could have said at the start of the season almost. So I think you were right. It was weird. The ending wasn't different. And yeah, I mean, that's you got a big following now, and people are dumb. They're not going to always pick up on an opinion.
So like, that's what you think. Well, yeah. Yeah, sure is, dude. That's why I tweeted it. I tweet out my opinions. Love it when the people that follow me are like, "You're so biased about the Yankees." Yeah, I'm a fucking Yankees fan, dummy.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Yeah.
I'm not some bipartisan reporter in the booth.
Well, that would mean that your takes are bad because you're biased.
Yeah, but obviously I'm biased. I'm tweeting from a Yankees fan perspective.
You got to add that tweets are my own in your profile.
I was gonna ask someone on Twitter. They just followed me, and someone with a check mark. No, they didn't have a check mark. They work for some major publication. I was like, oh, this could be cool if he's a contact in the future. And it said underneath, tweets are my own. And is that like, does that hold up in a court of law? Did one person do that, so now everyone does that? Does that carry any weight when people put tweets are my own? Like, legit people that work for companies and stuff do it. What does that mean? I don't think it matters. I don't think it like holds.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like you said the Michael Jordan account today. Like, I bet that account doesn't say tweets are my own. So I don't know. I guess there's some people that own it, and then I think it was definitely second and third tier celebrity like Twitters. They put that in there to like, hey, no, it's me. It's a good friend I grew up with. It's been too long.
I thought the whole reason for that is like, hey, don't take my tweets to my company because they're not on their behalf. They're just for me.
I think there's a little bit of that with like ESPN and things like that. Yeah. My favorite Twitter bio out there is, and if you talking Yanks faithfuls want to track him down, he's my buddy Will Crick. We middle school, high school together. His Twitter profile says, tweets are not my own. Unless you like them, baby, then they're all me.
It's not bad. It's a good disclaimer. All right, next voicemail.
Talking Yanks boys. It's Kyle from California again. Remember me? The one that had the debate about the cold beer? Yeah. Jake, John Boy, you guys are wrong. Anyways, let's fucking go, baby. JB ship, let's fucking get it.
Okay. Let's get it.
What was that?
I think this guy tweeted in, Kyle, about like how he can't have a cold beer with a cold food. Do you remember that? And we were like, what are you talking about? Like, a sandwich and a beer is pretty nice.
Yeah.
He said he could only have a cold beer with hot food.
I don't want to make this a recurring theme because just drink the beer.
Oh, here's a good one.
This is Nick from Utica, New York. Just a quick question on, we signed that Jason Dominguez kid, and we're all hyped on him and stuff, but what has he been doing? Like, I've always trying to look up if he's been playing any games and stuff, because I know the kid that the Yankees drafted in the first round, I know it was like an international signing and stuff, but does he not start playing till next year? What goes on with him? I know he's really young and stuff. I just wondering what he was up to. If he's been like practicing with like the coaches or what's up? I don't know. Let me know, guys. See ya.
These kids are so young. So the Martian, Jason Dominguez, they signed him. I mean, I think they go to the Dominican Summer League, right? Where they like play with the Yankees in the DR, and then maybe he'll come over and start next year. I don't know. Kid's 16. Like best
He's
case,
16 years old. Yeah.
Best case, we'll see him in 5 years.
and I think, and this is a little bit from my nerdy baseball game, but I think there's like 2 tiers of Dominican Rookie League. So, yeah, I mean, Jason Dominguez is probably playing against 18-year-olds in the Dominican. And then at some point they'll finally say, is the lowest Tampa?
A-ball?
What's the lowest in the States? Is it Tampa? Because there used to be low A,
No,
right?
not-
But I don't think there is.
rookie ball. Like,
Rookie ball, that's right. But he
he's
might
got-
not even go there. Jason Dominguez is playing baseball, and he's 16 years old. That's what you need to know.
Yeah.
And he's on our no-trade list.
Hey, this is Tim from Chicago. I got 2 questions for you guys. Just looking at like the standings and everything, I would actually rather to play the Twins the first one series instead of playing the wild card team, because I think Cleveland, I think the Rays, and I think the A's actually might be tougher on the Yankees. I don't know. I was just thinking about what you guys were thinking about that, and then I just got the news about Herman. The domestic violence allegations. I was just wondering what you guys think that the Yankees are going to do about that, like in the off season, or if they even have something that they always do. So I know Chapman went through that, but just kind of wondering what you guys thought just about that whole situation. All right, love what you guys are doing. Bye.
I mean, I just don't like putting my foot in my mouth. I'd much rather face the Twins than the Rays or the Oakland or Cleveland. Much rather face the Twins. And if that comes back to bite me, then so be it. They don't have a single starting pitcher I'm scared of or a single reliever.
Yeah, and that's basically the discussion, but it also kind of goes against the Yankees. I mean, the Yankees are just like a really good version of the Twins with better pitching and a bullpen. Where Oakland, Tampa, and Cleveland, they all have the pitchers that, in theory, they can match up with you. I mean, it just shows like what a different animal is, though. And if you're really interested in this, we did talk about this on Talking Baseball today. And it might be a deep dive when the wild card games come out. Maybe we'll do a mini episode. But like if the Twins want to do this, they almost need like a phenom to step it up in the pen. And they just need like Jake Odorizzi and Jose Barrios to be lights out. Which again, we're starting to ask a lot of things. I just said the word phenom for their bullpen. So I don't know. But again, like this is where playoff baseball gets insane, because if all the Twins hitters are hot for 1 week, you could find yourself in a tough spot. And you can say that with basically every team.
Yeah. You'd rather play the Twins than the other 3, though, right?
Oakland's my least favorite. Cleveland, I don't know what to think. I don't have my head wrapped around Cleveland. I have Tampa and Minnesota on the same level. I mean, some of the guys in Tampa's lineup are just like, what? Tanaka owns Tampa, and we're just their big brother. Like, so I have Tampa and Minnesota on the same level.
Yeah. I don't want to talk out of turn. I scare myself.
I appreciate it. You've been against the Twins all year. You think it's fool's gold.
Yeah, I don't even think they have gold.
The fool's gold.
Fake gold.
Yes.
Fool's gold is if they beat us in the ALDS.
No.
Yeah?
That's not happening.
Hey, if they did it, that would be their goal. Yeah, I've been pretty brutal towards the Twins. If I had a different personality, I'd double down on it. I'd be so fucking obnoxious about it. Right. And instead, I'm just going to let it out here and there and here and there. And then if the Yankees beat the Twins, I'm going to get like Jared Carrabis obnoxious about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then if somehow the Twins beat the Yankees, I'll just cry and say like I was so wrong, and I'll be terribly sad.
So how about this? If the Twins
are the biggest fraud team in the MLB this year.
Wow, there it is.
Making the postseason. Out of the teams making the postseason, Twins are the biggest fraud team.
There it is, people. Boom.
Whatever.
Second most home runs by a team in Major League history.
It's fantastic, man.
It's great.
They play no one.
Great team.
What's their record against 500 or better teams?
I will tell you in a second, Jimmy. Their record against teams with a greater than 500 record is loading. They are 32-37 against teams with a greater than 500 record.
And they're the only team making the playoffs with a record that's that bad against 500 teams.
The Cleveland Indians are 25-36.
Yeah,
and you like Cleveland.
No, I don't.
You like Cleveland. You like them more than Minnesota.
Well, yeah, because pitching helps in the postseason.
See?
Yeah. Minnesota's got no pitching. Whatever. We'll see. Next question.
What's going on, Talking Yanks? It's Sal from Staten Island. Obviously, the Domingo Germán situation is very unfortunate for all parties, but he has a very key role on the team currently, and he's not going to be able to fulfill it in the postseason now, so it has me thinking, do you guys think Loaizaga just became super important? Because he's kind of similar to what Domingo does in the fact he can go multiple innings and he kind of has dirty stuff. He was rough earlier in the year, but he's looked good lately, so do you guys think he's going to be the guy that kind of has to fill it? Or is it just a whole new plan now? Just let me know what you guys think about that. Go Yanks.
Yeah, we kind of covered this a lot already. We think Lasagna has a shot at that last spot. I'm not going to be heartbroken if it's Lasagna or someone else. Like, whoever wins it, wins it. And I don't think that person's going to see any time besides slop losing time. And I hope there's not a lot of slop losing time to be seen. So it's not really a concern. But it's fun that's for competition.
That's the mental gymnastics. Jim, I think I've got a fun way to look at it. If Loaizaga makes the team, which we're still not sure about, he can't jump the Four Horsemen or the Goose at any point. If his last regular season appearance he's lights out, and then he comes in a slop postseason appearance and he's lights out, there's a chance they would go to him over Hap if there was a bunch of righties coming up. But like, that's his max potential. Like, there's 9 innings in a game, and we've got a bullpen that can go 7. So his stuff is exciting, but there's not going to be like a Johnny, oh my God, Johnny Lasagna's out of his cage moment. Like, he just won't have the opportunity.
No. And you're positive you don't want Chance Adams in that role?
I mean, I have a lot of theories. If it's a blowout game, get the other team tired. They got to run the bases. They're risking it.
Wow. It's not a bad strategy. That's not a bad strategy, Jake.
Get all the hits out of those bats.
That's the end of the...
It's a game of statistics and odds.
I think that what you just said is really smart.
Thanks, John.
It's a game of statistics and odds. What game are you talking about?
Settlers of Catan.
I thought you were talking about Life.
No.
Oh, okay. Ticket to Ride.
Ticket to Ride, let the door.
All right, guys, that's the end of the voicemail episode. We appreciate you for tuning in and hanging out with us. Thank you to everyone that called, which is Amato, Todd Father, Bubak, Michael, Matt, Raphael, Sam, Kyle, Nick, Tim, and Saul.
Jim, I'm a little disappointed at the ladies. I'll be honest. I'm calling them out.
No lady callers today?
No lady callers. We usually have a couple.
Who are our lady callers? We got Jenny.
Suzanne. I think we've got 2 Jennies that call in. I think there's a Suzanne.
Suzanne, yeah. Yeah, what the heck?
Hey,
I have this is like we're ways out for this.
Maggie.
Jake. When is Maggie? Yeah. When is the next when's the next voicemail episode?
Next week, next Monday, right?
Guys, so this is next Monday, which is the 30th. Or it comes out on the podcast app October 1st, but it's the 30th. Okay, so guys, here's the situation. We will be doing an episode to recap the Tampa Bay series. Actually, Jake won't be on it because we're traveling, and Joe's McFly is going to sub in, so be excited and be ready for that. I kind of want Jake to write a burn and then have Joe's read it. I think that would be really fun. And then maybe I'll try to write a burn in your voice for the game too, since you won't be able to.
I kind of want to write it in Joe's voice. I think I could. I feel like a puppet, but we'll see.
Okay. So anyway, so the schedule after that is So that episode is going to be Wednesday night and Thursday morning. It'll be on the podcast apps. Then we play 3 games in Texas, so we record Sunday night. That'll be there Monday. We'll record the voicemail episode Monday night. That'll be on there Tuesday, October 1st. When you wake up on Friday, October 4th, there should be an episode of Talking Yanks, so you can wake up and you can listen to roster talk, lineup predictions. Like, we're going to do a pregame show online, but I want a full episode so you guys wake up and you're in fucking baseball mode right away, and we all are. And I want, Jake, and I'm making this on the fly, I want some voicemails where people call in and we just all get ourselves fucking hyped up. Like, you don't need to make great points. I just want energy.
Yeah, no
positive energy.
Yeah, nobody calling with voicemails like, I don't like Paxton's matchup against Miguel Sano. Like, don't give me that shit.
Yeah. So, I don't know if that's going to be the October 1st. I think I want to do that on Friday, October 4th. I just want to fucking pump each other up, okay?
Okay.
Thank you guys very much for listening. We'll be back. Jake won't be back. We'll be back whenever. Going to Maine for a wedding. So we'll be together again making some content.
A lot of Maine content.
In the great state of Maine. Thank you
been?
guys. I think maybe when I was young. I think I went to we went to New Hampshire for one of Luke's baseball tournaments, and I think we went to a restaurant in Maine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like we crossed to go to a restaurant. That's all. So
if you guys are craving any Maine content, let us know.
Yeah, go just interview Red Sox fans.
Yeah.
What's it feel like to not be a Red Sox fan momentarily because you probably don't watch games anymore? Shove the mic down their throat.
Frickin' Patriot season, huh?
Yeah. I don't want to do that. I don't want to talk to Red Sox fans.
No, we're not going to do that.
Remember when in spring training, Jake and I went to the Red Sox spring training game, and we had the mics and the cameras, and we were like, let's record a video. And then I genuinely just didn't want to talk to Red Sox fans. Like, I don't have the energy to do the fake. You're better at it than me. I don't have the energy to do like the fake bullshitting, like, oh, blah, 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 blah. It's like, oh, dude, that's such a waste of breath.
You have to do like a 5-minute song and dance with a little self-deprecation, and then there's like a head nod, and it's like, let's have an actual conversation.
Yeah, we didn't even do anything. I just filmed, and we enjoyed Nestor Cortez pitching in spring training.
Look what happened.
Yeah. All right, thank you guys very much. We appreciate it. We'll be back later. Enjoy these next 2 games versus Tampa. It's tryout season for all the bullpen. Go Yanks. Tell them, Grams. Go Yankees. Hey, chat. We did it. Fucking didn't cut out. We're hour 14 in. Thank God. I was getting so upset. I mean, not that that's going to last.
But that's good.
Brutal take. He recapped the individual comments that were highlights of a great season, ended with getting another banner. Great speech. I mean, yeah, I know. You guys like that. I don't. It's a pretty light take. Like, I'm not going to argue anyone that likes that speech out of him.
Yeah.
I was just weirded out by it. Boone's speech wasn't bad. Did you ever hear it?
The night of the celebration?
Yeah, the division.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. It was pretty simple.
Straightforward.
Yeah.
Keep it moving.
Its team hasn't won the division since 2012, so be proud of that. You guys worked hard. Every single one in this room was a part of it. Our first part of the season's over.
You think he gave it one dry run, or he just let it rip?
Dude, Boone's full of charisma. He's a normal guy. I think he can talk in any room he's in. Which is what everyone says about him. But like the times we've kind of seen him and met him, like, it just seems like a very normal dude.
Yeah, he's a baseball lifer, but with a slightly different personality.
Yeah, he's got like a level of just like not aloofness, just like a laissez-faire, like easygoing.
Yeah.
He's been getting mad this season though. Been yelling.
People love it.
You think he's screamed at a player? Like, you think he's blown up?
Ooh, that's a fun question. Has Booney... He's yelled at a player. He hasn't blown up.
If we ever sit down with CC, I'd like to ask that. Like, you don't have to give us details, but has Boone ever, like, blown up at a player? Like, how stern is his stern?
If I had to guess, he would say that Boone's never, like, chewed someone out. But Boone's yelled at someone.
I think, like, the most we've ever seen is probably when Canely, like, punched the bubble gun last week.
Yeah.
Like, that's probably a cause for, like, where Boone's like, something just along the lines, you fucking idiot. Like, you know, like tough love.
Or maybe he's not and Bard's the bad guy.
Yeah, hey, did you hear that Nevin is rumored to be getting looked at for the Padres job?
I didn't. I guess he used to be a Pod, so there's some connection there.
Someone else was DMing me. Nick, I believe is his name. If he is a patron, wants chat, wants credit. He was saying that because we were talking baseball, he was like, I agree with you that the Royals getting Matheny just seems lazy. It seems like how the Angels just got Osmuth, and it was like, find your own identity. He was like, Beltran is going to get coveted as that new young manager.
Yeah.
By one of these teams. And then he said, I also think Clint Hurdle's going to be gone. Which, they've been so bad, and he has such a bad reputation that he may be. There might be a lot of managers' positions open.
Yeah, Clint Hurdle shouldn't be back.
Yeah. I thought those were all pretty good takes. I forget who that was. It was Nick, I think is his name. Boone strikes me as a not mad, disappointed guy, says Julia. I agree.
So and I mean, I think Bard does the dirty work. If you'll remember when we saw young Clint at spring training not bring his running shoes out, it was Bard that was dealing with him.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. What's the chat saying? Tom, TD is asking if the 1 minute limit is still being posed for the October 4th. I think it's even less, man. In and out. Let's fucking go. I'm pumped up. I'm driving home from work. Blah, blah. You know, I just want it to be like a rolling, like, let's get it hyped. Carl says, low-key audio desync post-recording. That's annoying in itself. I need to know what you mean, Carl.
What's the question?
Is our audio's level been bad this whole show for you guys? I apologize if that's the case. And then Carl asked about Spotify. Did I tell you guys? I'm much more transparent with the patrons. So Spotify, we switched over from our one hosting site to our next hosting site because we signed with an agency that's supposed to get us advertisements. Slow process, but eventually they're going to get us ads. And when we switched over, they created a new Spotify. There might be another Talking Yanks out there on Spotify that actually has our most recent episodes. But we don't want to divert people there because we want the same feed to get back up. And I don't even know if that's true or not. Now, I'm texting the guys at the agency every day like, hey, what the hell's going on? And then they just emailed me saying they're texting Spotify every day. And twice now I've heard we put a harsh end of day, business talk, EOD. I love dumb business acronyms. Like, how hard is it to say end of day that we needed? It's a 3-letter word, a 2-letter word, a 3-letter word. And the business world was like, too much. The EOD. So that's kind of the update. Oh, the audio's not matching the video for them. I don't know how to change that. Oh, it changed now. Someone said Bard has disappeared since he got motherfucker. You think I ran him out of town, Jake? Oh, we lost your audio.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
I just switched from this mic to the computer mic.
Nice. 3-letter abbreviations are all the rage. They are. Jake's an acronym guy.
Yeah, big acronym guy.
Connecticut, or Pomperaug High School, was a big shorten things. When Courtney and I moved there, that was the first thing we noticed. Like, not the computer lab, the comp lab. Not the cafeteria, the CAF. Not the, there's like a bunch. It was like everything just got shortened. My name, only place where I moved where they just called me Jim. It was like very punchy to the point.
Got places to be, man.
Comp lab. It's so weird.
I'm going to the comp lab. Gone.
Pomp foot.
Computer lab? I mean.
Yeah. There's a lot of them. Do you know what DHHS high school is?
Darien High School?
Darien High School. They say they killed Pomperaug. And he doesn't say what sport. Probably mathletes. He loved that you knew Ram the other day.
Yeah.
What's that?
That's I'm trying to think who went there. We played them in soccer.
Oh, and DH was Daniel Hand.
Daniel Hand. Wow, that's a classic school.
That's where TD went.
We Pomperaug beat them, TD, when Joe Trapani was there. How about that shit?
2006? 2005?
It was 06 or 07.
It wasn't your senior year.
Joe Trapani went on to play at Boston College.
Was it the year Pomperaug won state champs football?
Oh, I'm talking basketball.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Get out of here.
I got a DM from a kid who, one of those stat guys who just like to pick fights because like they don't know how to have conversations. I think he's apologizing in the DM, so that's cool.
Was it Charlie Morton who went to Ram?
Charlie Morton. Hey, what was that Dallas company you dropped on the stadium video? Because they tweeted like, "Thanks for the shout out."
Oh, it's a bar. It's like the most well-known SMU bar.
Milo's
Butterfingers.
They tweeted. They're like, "Thanks for the shout out." I was like, I don't know what the fuck this is about. I didn't shout no one out. Hey, we're done with our Roosevelt's ads. I probably gave them too many because I'm bad at keeping track and need someone to do that for me.
Charlie Morton was Joel Barlow.
He went to Joel Barlow?
I think Pollock went to Ram. Yes.
Dude, I don't know if this is a scam. Someone's like, hey, we want you to review products. We'll send you free products. You review them and write about them. Is this a scam? I don't really want to do that. Does anyone want to do this? I'll forward it to you. Seems fake anyway. But Roosevelt's wants to re-up, Jake, because they're very excited.
Good.
They like our ad reads. Yo, so, okay, the chat might like this tidbit, behind-the-scenes tidbit, and then we'll probably get out of here so I can start editing. You know the Vincero watches? They did, like, 2 breakdowns and 2 podcast reads, one talking baseball, one talking Yanks, just to test it out. Luke was excited to deal with them because they're like a big-time company. Not that others are small, whatever. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, Luke had to send them the ad reads that we did. Because they were like, we want to hear what it was like.
Right.
I was like, oh. Because one of them, all we did was say, if you wear a Vincero watch, you will not be confused with someone on house arrest. That was the whole thing we said. So I was like, oh, look, you can send them. Like, we'll see what they say, because it went a little weird. It was like, hey, has that guy ever been on house arrest? No, he's wearing a Vincero watch. That was where we ended up with the ad read. Anyway, they fucking loved it.
Yeah.
They were like, that was funny. We want to do more. It's a
Weird world.
Yeah, it's weird.
I just think it's so funny that all these companies, marketing departments or whatever it is, it all comes back to one person. Like their head of marketing, or maybe it's whoever they report to, but it's, do you like funny or not? Because then either all your ads are funny, and you could go off the deep end like Old Spice, and that's like their whole brand now, or every car company that still does like the lamest joke you can.
Dude, car commercials are brutal. What's that commercial that I currently hate?
Dude, we go get a cup of coffee, and they drive into the mountains and get a cup of coffee. I like drinking my coffee up here. Buy our car. What?
My least favorite car commercial, and it ran a couple years ago, was the dad who was like fucking driving so dangerously, speeding home to give his daughter an ice cream cone. And it was like, hey, how did dad die? Well, he got in a fucking car accident trying to give you the ice cream cone before it melted. It was like, you can buy an ice cream cone and speed home and get it to your kid before it melts. And it's like, whoa, bad message. Don't do that. Damn. Did you send your file yet?
I think it is uploaded. Subject TYVMs. No idea what the date is. 23? Jumpman? Yep.
Yeah. My parents' anniversary.
35th.
Where'd you see that? Did Luke post something?
I think it was Ritzy. I don't know.
Was it my mom? I thought about posting something, and I was like, I don't want to do that.
Instagram. Maybe it wasn't Ritzy. Maybe she posted it and took it down.
Did you see my killer?
Oh, no, she did. Yeah. Happy anniversary, lovebirds. 35 years.
Nice. Do you think, did you see my killer Emmys tweet?
I did. I haven't listened to it with sound yet, but I'm assuming it's Peter Dinklage saying he's like not a midget. Which, because if it's not that, now I don't want to listen.
Why would it be that?
Because I thought he was giving an award speech and saying something like, you know what, people tell me I'm a little person. Well, I'm not, or something like that.
That's such a weird, just like, that's where you jump to? No, man. You probably disappointed. This is what it is.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I didn't watch it. I had high thoughts.
We literally walked through fire and ice for you. Literally. And I would do it all again in a heartbeat. Thank you.
They didn't literally do that. Would have been a lot of lawsuits and shit.
Yeah, glad I didn't watch it.
You can't double down on your literally when it's not a literally. Like, we literally walked through fire and ice for you. Fine. But once you go, we literally walked through fire and ice for you. Literally.
Well, I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
I mean, they were literally on sets with snow and ice. So I think you could check that one off.
They didn't walk through fire and ice. How do you walk through ice?
I mean, snow is technically like kind of ice. It has like a layer.
I don't know. Don't think so.
And then there's probably fire on the set of the Dothraki stuff.
They didn't walk through fire. They didn't walk through ice. He's lying.
I'm trying to picture some of the fire scenes.
Maybe the extras did, or the stuntmen.
Was there any one of those scenes where there was someone like walking on the coals?
Pam Beasley.
Team Dinklage here. I thought he was giving a speech saying like, I am not a little person.
Yeah, it's weird that you just automatically jumped there. Dinklage was in that Netflix show.
Okay, cool.
The one we were talking about before we recorded.
Two Ferns?
Yes. He was in Two Ferns.
Oh, my God.
All right, man. I'm sweaty. I'm going to turn the AC on. Thanks, patrons.
Thanks, patrons.